Do what we can.
So it says we're live, and I am going to take a minute and share the YouTube
Do what we
screen.
can.
So it says we're live. Oh, sorry about that.
Not YouTube. It's a Facebook screen.
Yeah, I'm going to share it to Facebook. It's going live to YouTube.
Oh, it's going live to YouTube.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It only lets us go live to one place. Did it when you joined, did it let you share to a place?
No, I didn't see anything telling me I could.
No. Anyway. So happy Halloween, everybody.
Happy Halloweeny.
So, what are your favorite memories from Halloween?
My favorite memories?
Yeah.
My favorite memories was when we did our haunted house and scared the shit out of adults.
Oh, you like that? You had nothing
Fuck yeah, I
from
like
when
that.
you were a kid in California.
As a kid, we did fun. We had fun times in Cali and doing trick or treating and stuff. But
Did you go to those rich neighborhoods where they handed out $100 bills?
no, the most we got were
Beverly
full size
Hills.
candy bars.
Oh, yeah. I used to love going trick or treating around my grandma's neighborhood when I was younger. You know, because you get the full size candy bars once in a
Yeah.
while. Or
Well,
they
that's the thing. We had a lot of we had pretty good neighborhoods around where we were where we get full size candy bars all the time.
or they'd want to quit handing out candy early, so you came by at the right time and you got what's left divided between you and who else was there with you at that time. You know, you get that lucky because they'd want to, you know, there's a game on tonight,
Yeah.
or depending on when Halloween fell, there could have been a college game on because we went right in that heart of right in the Speedway Road area, kind of that Speedway Road west side of Madison area.
So you had all this area out here. You had all this stuff here where I didn't have like this. We lived out in the middle of bumfuck nowhere. We were literally in the country. I mean, our closest town was 6 miles away.
Well, we haven't got a kid since we've lived out here in 2015.
Well, let's go gather
I've
a bunch of
never
kids
seen
together then and bring them in there and have
I've
them trick or
never
treat.
seen a kid come around here. I assume their parents usually take them to town.
Man, they probably do. They probably do. All right, now you and I have been on here for what, about 15 minutes now?
No, it says 3 minutes that we've been live.
No, I'm not talking about live. I've been talking
Oh,
about on
yeah,
here total.
about 15 minutes.
You and I've been on this one for about 15 minutes now on StreamYard. This is the one that we used to use all the time until you switched to that other one. Now
That's
the
because
other
it
one,
got too
I would
pricey.
freeze up. I get that. I understand that. But by now, I would have been resetting at least once, maybe twice.
Yeah, and
And I can't understand why. It's pissing me off because,
we're gonna have to really investigate and figure that out.
well, yeah,
Because I can't book anybody until we figure that out either.
I know that.
But
And it's
but
driving me nuts.
it's like,
And I know it can't be my computer because it's a brand new fucking computer.
and it sucks StreamYard being out there for as long as they have, and then had no competition early on that we actually knew of, right? Back in like 2019.
Yeah.
And to go and double their prices, not give us anything new. Yeah, it kind of sucks. It doesn't make sense. They could have still had the corner market, corner of the market, kept the prices as low as they were, and let everybody else have the problems. I've seen Jeremy and Nick and Don test all these other ones, besides the Emux, and they've got issues with every one of them so far.
Yeah, and that's the weird thing. I mean, you don't have any problems with Emux. Don't know why.
Well, they don't have I don't think they've really tried Emux yet. I mean, I'm talking they've tried Restream, OneStream, all these other streaming places, and they've had all kinds of issues on them. The ones that they've tried so far, and it's like StreamYard hasn't really had issues that we've known. They do every now and then, but not.
They have hiccups every now and then, but
and if they would have just kept their prices low
or reasonable,
but some of us can't dish out, a yearly subscription all at once either. So
is it cheaper going yearly?
Yeah, it always is. A monthly subscription to a yearly subscription, you usually save 30-40%, or something along those lines. But they went from $25 to $44. You might as well say 45 because it's like $44.99.
Right.
I didn't mind that we could only stream to 3 or 4 places. That didn't bother me so much because it went to our YouTube channel, BB3 or Things Network, and so, and then like when Tom joined, he could have always shared to BB3 TV. When you joined, you could have shared to another location. Those things I liked in StreamYard. Our guests can't share to other locations.
Yeah.
On Emux, that's the main thing that's missing. You're the only one that I know of having severe issues staying connected to the fucking service, and that's what it is.
And that's what I said. And that's why I said, it's already been probably 20 years. Just back and forth
for like a second, like a fraction of a second, but you came back right away. It's like your camera just froze.
I don't know.
But yeah, and that's weird. And until we can fix that, we got to figure something out.
Right. I just don't know why it's why it's being an issue. It's just being a pain in the ass.
I know, and I just I just wish that I could afford to have kept StreamYard because I did like it. I had everything set up just right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Makes me mad.
Yeah, I know. I guess they let their greed get to them or something.
I just know we got to get this working with Emux or some other place that works well, that's affordable, so that I can start booking guests.
Yeah. Anyway.
I do miss those haunted houses though that we used to make.
Dude, we became so fucking well known because of that, and people literally middle of fucking summer, they'd recognize us and be like, "Hey, you guys doing your haunted house this year?"
And it's like out here, before everything got my garage got turned into massive clusterfuck storage for everybody else's shit.
Yeah.
You know, I wanted to try it out here, but there's not enough kids and stuff out here for it. But now at your house,
My garage would be
that
perfect.
front door and back door to the garage,
Mm-hmm.
that could be really fun.
Oh yeah.
And we gotta seriously think about this for next year, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Because that would be, because what is it? Halloween's over after today, so this weekend everything goes on sale at Halloween Express stores and stuff. 75% off. But we could start. We could start getting some ideas because the technology from when we were doing it to
So what is
today
that now?
is a lot better.
Yeah.
Things are cheaper. I've noticed that, we were making some of that stuff like those headstones and stuff we used to make for the graveyard and the cemetery, the front lawn. You can buy some of that shit in the Dollar Tree stores, and it's just styrofoam, and then all you need is a pole to put, simple to keep it from just, and some of that shit is so easy to make.
Yeah.
But I've
Well,
seen
yeah. I used to make a lot of this stuff.
I've seen some pretty cool pictures of yard decorations, Halloween yard decorations. Okay.
Yeah.
Where they had like what was it? It was obvious too because it was like a witch and there was like a broom or something, and kind of part of it was sticking out of the ground with part of the body, and then they had one that was like full of like skeletons where they were like coming up out of the ground. People have got a wicked imagination.
Yes.
I'm sure these were not the pictures that I've seen so far are not AI generated because they're pictures of somebody's actual yard. Like, hey, check this out. I just drove by this house and I had to stop to take the picture, Tom did that. He stopped to take the picture. That was just some random house. I thought it was yours. Oh,
Well, the picture that Tom took.
Some pictures of like a haunted house decorated for Halloween.
Oh.
Well,
you said some random house and you thought it was mine. Which one are you talking about? The one that Tom took?
No. But I thought some people have got some really.
Well, yeah, I know people have some freaking. I mean, look at the stuff we used to put together.
I know, and like I said, with the way technology and the stuff has gotten cheaper to get your hands on, we could have gotten so much better. As time went on. I mean, it wouldn't have taken much for. I was trying to see if I could find that one. Oh, sure. Always when I want to look for something, it never shows up.
That's typical. We are trying to find something.
Instead of Little Debbie's, you've got Little Freddy, and it's Freddy Krueger.
You didn't find it yet? Come on.
Shit. It's probably so deep and everything. But you know, when I've looked at some of these pictures, you can easily tell that the stuff was like made. You know,
Yeah.
coffins in the front yard with what? Oh, and then there was like somebody made it look like there was a body dug in their front yard, and the police got called.
That'd probably happen to me.
You know, it was like they had garbage bags with rope tied around and a hole in the ground, and you know, and and you know, I can't find those pictures, but you know, and it had like, you know, fake looking hand like kind of sticking out just a little bit and stuff. When the cops got there, they got, and it was just nothing but like stuffing, like old rags or towels or whatever, that they could find for stuffing to make it look like there was a body in there. But that's funny, and then there was one where it looked like there was a body and it was still like, it was in the kind of like in a coffin in the ground, but they had it like mutilated where it looked mutilated.
Well, yeah.
But it looked so cool the way they did that. I mean, and then there's some that actually people are putting the statues of like life-size figures of Freddy Krueger or Michael Myers or what's the other one? Jason,
Mm-hmm.
and those are pretty cool too. I haven't gone to a Halloween store this year. But
I have not been to a Halloween store in quite a few years.
this year, though, I think
Actually, the last time I really went into the Halloween store was when I last lived over on Silver.
I went into one last year, but the most memorable time was like 2 to 3 years ago, I think it was. When did we win that award? I think it was after that.
I can't remember when we won.
Was that 20 or 21? Mine's
I can
broke.
look and see.
No, it doesn't say.
It doesn't say on it.
Oh, 2020.
Okay. Hey, can you give me a minute? I gotta go take a leak. I gotta take a leak real bad. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Are we gonna have anybody join us, or are we just
I don't
gonna sit
know.
here and jibber jab?
I don't know. I haven't heard.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go. I'll be right back. So just talk amongst yourselves.
Sure. Oh, this is gonna be funny. Well, I'm here all by myself. What can I say? I wonder if it'll let me do branding, banners. Yes, it does. Does it? Maybe not. There we go. It let me do a banner.
I'm back.
I'm front.
Did you miss me?
No.
I am so tired of these damn
No.
bugs.
I got so many voices in my head, I never get lonely.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting how you always have a conversation with yourself, right?
I can do that sometime on some days.
I do that most of the time. I have
No.
conversations with myself, but I'm just glad I don't
I watched this.
answer myself.
I watched this movie the other day. It was yesterday. No, it was. I don't usually like sequels after so many of them because they tend to suck. All right.
Yeah.
And then you got the one where, the standard one that was like a standalone in the Halloween series, right?
Yeah.
I've only watched them so far. Like, I've seen like Halloween H2O. Anyway, this one was just called Halloween. It was made in 2018.
Mm-hmm.
Jamie Lee Curtis
Revice
reprised
her
the
or
role as Laurie Strode. Okay. And she was like a gun-toting grandma. I mean, she was kind of like crazy. Her family didn't want nothing to do with her because she was trying to train and teach everybody to protect themselves.
Yeah.
So kind of like Survivor. The way her house was like a trap, and all this. It was really cool. But one thing I noticed, and out of all the movies I've seen, all the Halloween movies, and
Yeah.
three doesn't count because that was a standalone.
Dude, 3, I'm sorry, but 3 was fucking
Just should have
stupid.
been called. Well, it should have just been called
Season of the Witch.
I mean, it was only stupid because you were expecting Michael Myers. If you
Well, they called it
watch,
Halloween
I know,
3.
but
Why the fuck would you name it Halloween
all right,
3?
because
And it had
all right,
nothing,
hold on.
not one thing to
I can
do with it.
explain. I can explain to you why this was because Don explained this several times in the past. Halloween, the series, was supposed to be like a different movie each time. Like the first one had Michael Myers. The second one might have had something else, like somebody. They were supposed to be different, but Hollywood and the fans wanted more of Michael Myers. See, so it was supposed to be like, Halloween stories, but not the same or sequels.
Well, I'm sorry, but in
So
my
that
opinion, that
idea
was the
got
stupidest
trashed,
fucking.
but they liked the season of the witch so much they released it, but they should have released it without the Halloween part of it in title.
Yeah, they should have
And,
just named it
and
Season
they
of the Witch.
and they probably would have gotten more dollars at the box office and stuff when it was first released because nobody would have been expecting Michael Myers to be in the movie.
Exactly.
But it still had a kind of a cool concept, and it kind of made me sick to my stomach a few times. When those masks started melting and bugs started coming out of the nose and the mouth and everything.
Yeah.
that was pretty sick. But that song will sit there and get stuck in your head.
Yeah, it does. It tends to
You
get
know,
stuck.
dun, 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 dun. But the way they did that, they did a really good job with the music and stuff because that song gets stuck in your head if you
I
hear it.
suppose it's just that it's.
It's because you were expecting Michael Myers.
Well, yeah.
But I did like that one that I was talking about that was in the 2018 film, and it had Jamie Lee Curtis in it. You actually saw the actor's face that
The
played
actor
Michael Myers.
that's Michael Myers.
Yeah, you actually saw Michael Myers' face in that one. I'll be right back. Need a soda.
Well, go get yourself a soda. Oh, I hear all kinds of stuff in the background now. Listen carefully, you'll be able to hear. But anyway, I digress. So, but no, for me, it was. Did not like that Halloween. I think it was the stupidest fucking thing to do that.
What?
To name it, Halloween 3, Season of the Witch.
I got me some mini candy.
Yo got candy?
Mini Reese's peanut butter cup. Nobody's coming to our door.
So you had her get you candy so you could go out and trick or treat with her, or to the door. You walk out the back door, you go around to the front door, and you go knock 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 knock
No,
knock.
I just walk out of the office in the living room and I go through a door that way.
Yeah. Whatever.
Well, it's like this. We've been here since 2015. We bought candy the first Halloween we were here.
Yeah.
Kept our light on like it, like the little community letter said. Not one kid came knocking at our door. So ever since then, I don't turn the light on. I would have expected the population was going up, but it's gone down since they've removed that park here. And gotten a little stricter on their bullshit rules. So less kids around here. Than there was a couple of years ago.
Yeah. I don't know. I think the stupidity of people has ruined Halloween in a way, because you've got all this crap that's going on and everything scaring the parents now where they don't want to let the kids go out trick or treating. And because they don't want anything to happen to their kid. And I get that.
Well, I get it too because
So now you've got now it's like for most parents and everything, they're afraid to let their kids go out and to knock on the door and trick or treat and everything else. You know,
well, that's because when you and I grew up, you know,
dude, we're the Gen Xers.
they had
We're the ones that our
those-
parents didn't care.
we
Our
had those
parents said,
plastic
"Here, go."
masks. We got those plastic
Oh
masks.
yeah, the plastic mask with the plastic bag costumes.
So, we walked around the neighborhood pretty much by ourselves. It was a lot safer then. I mean, most of the time, if you try, the parents pretty much trusted the neighborhoods. They didn't check your candy, but I think most of the time my dad and mom checked the candy because they wanted some of it, you know. But they'd find, well, this is open, well, that, or this is, and they just toss it away because,
Yeah.
but they didn't worry about us getting hurt or anything. And we could be out all hours of the night, didn't worry one bit. Today, man, you got to watch your kids like a hawk.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, that's the problem, dude.
Because you got so many nutcases out there. You got to worry more about the candy being tainted.
Or something being, or something being injected in it, or
Right.
And then stuff like that. I mean, back in our don't get me wrong. Back in our days when we were kids, we still had to make sure because there were incidences where people were putting razor blades inside the apples.
Right.
And they were literally injecting the candies with drugs and stuff and handing them out.
Back in our day, but
I mean, it happened, but it wasn't as right. It wasn't as prominent. But just saying,
and that's why your parents always told you when you went out, don't eat any candy until you get home and you check it. All right, that was the rule. Don't eat any candy until you get home, and we check it. Of course, I mean there was a couple exceptions because when you went to a relative's house and knocked on the door, that candy you knew was good, But now you got to worry more about, well, are they going to get kidnapped? Are they going to get caught in crossfire?
Yeah.
They going to get caught by a sexual predator that may be living at that house.
Well, and I get that.
All these lists because they put out alerts when you got a sexual predator that was released and he's moving into your neighborhood. So you got to there's a lot more for kids to be careful about nowadays.
Yeah.
And that's sad. That is really sad because when I grew up, it was so much fun. Halloween got more and more fun now.
Yeah. But the older we got, the more we could do, and everything. I think it did get more fun because we got better understanding of Halloween. We got we got more active into it.
You wanted candy? Just go steal some little kid's candy. I wouldn't
do that.
But after I got too old for trick or treating, when you got to that point, it got more about like the parties, or they always had that thing downtown Madison where pretty much all of State Street was one big massive party.
Uh-huh.
Well,
see, you guys had stuff like that.
The buses would stop running. Hi, Jill. You should join us.
Yeah, can you access?
Yeah, it's because we have to use a free version of StreamYard because Mark's got technical difficulties
Every
with
time
the other thing.
every time I use the other program, every time I use the other link Joe sends me for the Unix or whatever that thing is, I always freeze up
Yep.
on their end. On my end, everything's working fine. I can hear myself. I can hear them. I know what's going on and everything else. But on their end, and the viewers' end, my camera just did a refresh. You know, but with StreamYard, we've been in here for what 35 minutes live.
Right.
I haven't frozen once. I would have been resetting at least 3 times already with the other program.
And you're the only one that happens to because Tom and
And we
everybody
can't figure
else
it out.
doesn't have an issue. But Jill, the link is in Fear Fans and the Goffit chat.
Yeah, so feel free to come in and talk with us if you want. You have, you know,
So
put your 2 cents in about Halloweeny.
You know, the most fun I had besides, as the adult, and making those haunted houses with everybody was going to those parties on State Street.
See, I never did do those. I know, because I'm a transplant to Wisconsin.
Right, but I'm saying the earlier ones, like back in the 80s, like when I was like fresh out of high school in 86 and 87,
Right.
I was drinking age then, and I went to State Street, and it was, you had a lot of drunk people. I mean, you would have loved to probably had a camera. I know some people did because there was pictures from the 80s.
I'll tell you, if we could have the cameras that we got now back then, and especially our body cameras, and
well, Tom said he was going to be jumping in.
You know the kind of things we would have caught. The kind of just.
State Street was like totally packed with people from top to bottom, from one side to the other. I mean, you'd have cross traffic getting blocked sometimes by people crossing the street.
Yeah.
Okay.
This time of year, okay, like tonight, for instance.
And you got to realize, wait.
We go up there.
That whole thing, State Street, is like right in the heart of campus. So you had some of the most outrageous costumes you could think of.
Mm-hmm.
And those first, I don't know, 2 or 3 years or so, because it started someplace else. I don't remember the exact history, but it started someplace else and then it moved to State Street. So it was only someplace else for 1 year, and then it moved to State Street. And it went on State Street for, I think it still goes sometimes to this day. I'm not sure, but officially, it was officially a thing for, I think, 20 years or so. And then it became because of insurance purposes, because the bars used to serve drinks and have a mini makeshift bar outside selling beer.
Well, yeah, that's the way to do
it. And they made a lot of money. But after a while, stuff like that happened. Shit happens and licenses go up and insurance goes up. And, 1 year I was down there and somebody fell from one of the balconies and snapped his neck. And so they just started cracking down every year. And, you know, I haven't been to it in, God, I don't know how many years. I mean, the last time I was near State Street on Halloween, and I should have known better because, you know, I was one partying down there like, you know, 15 years, 10, 15 years prior to this. I was my rookie year as a cab driver.
Mhm.
You know, I should have learned to lock my doors before coming within 500 feet of State Street, you know, because I'm still moving and them fuckers are jumping in my cab,
Mhm.
you know, and they're trying to pile. And this was before I got union, because this was my rookie year now. This was before I got union to, you know, permanently put me in the minivans. Okay. So I was in that one of those little Chevy Caprice bubble, the newer bubble ones, right?
Yeah.
My rookie year, and they tried to pile 8 people in that fucking car to go less than 2 blocks. They go to walk faster to their location than
Yeah, but they were all
them.
fucking. They were all fucking drunk.
Oh yeah, it was bar time. I should have known better. You know, never go near State Street as a cab driver at bar time in Madison. You know, I mean, it was my biggest mistake. I should have known better, but I made a lot of money that night.
Yeah.
I made a lot of fucking money that night. You know, I walked away with over $350 in tips on Halloween.
Really.
Think about it. I mean, this was a lot of short driving. Okay, you see some guy stumbling and he's flagging you down like this. You just during that time, bar time at Halloween, you pretty much ignore the dispatch. Just hang around State Street. You'll make a fucking bundle.
Mhm.
You know, guy going like this, drunk guy going like this, and it's like all you do is tell him throw out what's left of his beer because you know that's still a fine. You know,
Yeah.
possible to lose your hack license. And anyway, 2 blocks over to Langdon Street, please. You know, a Langdon Street address. You know, you could have walked it faster than I can drive it. But those little short drives, you know, that add up to like $5 on the meter, and they give you $10 or $20 because they're drunk. You know, and say keep
Yep.
the change. You know, and you can do like a half a dozen of those in an hour's time or less, or you know, yeah, you can make a lot of money.
Yeah. You can.
And on Halloween, Bar Rush ends up going until almost 4 a.m. instead of being done by, you know, right around 3 o'clock, and it's all dwindling down. You know,
Yeah.
so and if you hang around on State Street, that Halloween, that Bar Rush crowd can last until 5 a.m. in the morning, taking people home because they'll go to like back then there was like the IHOP, 24-hour IHOP, right there on the university.
Mhm.
So it's like you take a bunch there, then you pick them all up there again, and then you
Well,
take
you'd
them
also
over to Langdon Street.
yeah, you take them over by the fraternities, man.
Right.
They'd run over to the fraternities and then want you to take them back, and sometimes you'd have them wanting you to wait for them, and you get to charge them for waiting.
Right. Right. But, you know, at the same time, on Halloween, that IHOP was pretty much the only restaurant like that in the downtown area. You know, so you go and drop people off there at that IHOP, you're picking up, and you can be back to pick those guys up again. You know, I mean, it was easy money. Hey, Tom, happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
We decided to use.
Hey, check this out, man. I've been on here 45 minutes with him, and I haven't froze once.
How about that? However,
So
I did notice
what's going on with that stupid thing. I know my camera refreshed, and I did jitter a couple of times.
Although I do notice that it's not on BB3 TV.
That's because the free version of this only allows me to stream to one thing.
Oh, where are you going to?
YouTube.
Oh, okay.
And then
like I went like when I was waiting for my dad's dinner to cook. Like I'm sitting outside with my next door neighbor as he's giving out candy, because I don't give candy out anymore because all these kids get bussed in from other neighborhoods. I'm like, no, fuck you. But I was like, man, there's nothing on BB3. There's nothing on things. What's going on? And maybe he's not doing his show.
No, we're doing it. It's just the problem is, we're doing this, so we got to figure something out with this, so I can.
But StreamYard is costing way too much though for the
free version. That's why that's what we were saying.
Right now we're on the free version of it. But the thing is, though, why is it that I've been in here for 45 minutes, I haven't froze, haven't had a problem, but on the other program, I keep freezing every 10, 15 minutes.
I don't get that because I haven't had a problem with it.
That's what we're trying to figure out, because Mark's the only one. All right, we've had Robert on this Emux with us, doing golf it, Nick, Kate, all of us. Nobody seems to have a problem with it except Mark.
That's weird.
It is. And
I don't know, man.
We can't chalk it up to him being wireless anymore.
Right.
He's fixed
I
hardwired the computer.
Straight out hardwired now.
And his computer's brand new, so it's nothing there. So there's got to be something somewheres that doesn't like that program.
And not to mention he's wearing a Rick and Morty T-shirt. I don't know what else we can tell these people.
Oh,
I don't even know.
This poor shirt's been through hell. I got a hole there.
Oh, so it is your cum shirt.
Yeah. You're just a gross fucker. Hey, listen, pickle fucker.
Listen, I can't help it. I've been drinking today. Today was the last day for the semi-skilled seasonals at work, and we went out to the bar. And so I had some beers before I even came home. Now I'm eating chicken fingers.
You eating what?
I didn't know chickens had fingers.
I didn't either. And I didn't know buffaloes had wings, but they do apparently. And they're really small, so I don't know how they fly with them.
Yeah, it could be just something that developed after. They may have had big wings, and then now they're small wings. So.
Yeah, it was evolution.
Evolution. They evolved out of them.
They de-evolved. They used to fly. Oh man, could you imagine if buffaloes flew? The shit they would drop on you. Wow. Man, it would knock you down.
Wow.
Them are some real stink bombs right there.
Jesus Christ. Talk about that.
You're talking to him. He's sitting right there.
It's the pickle version of that chick from Nightmare on Elm Street 3. The one that had the needles and shit.
Yeah. Dream Warriors.
Yeah. My favorite Nightmare on Elm Street.
That's the one that see. I think Duran Duran did the
Nope.
soundtrack on that, wasn't
Nope.
it?
Nope.
It wasn't
That
Duran
was
Duran?
Dream Warriors was. Oh my god.
I knew who it was. I
You just
just
did that one on Fear Fans not so long ago.
no. Who did the?
3 and 4.
Scorpion? No, not Scorpion.
No, it wasn't the Scorpions.
It was Dokken.
Dawkins. Thank you. I knew it was something.
It was in there somewhere. I had to find it.
Yeah, but no, I used to actually have the soundtrack.
The only thing I didn't like about Nightmare on Elm Street 3 was the Arquette that was in it. The way she screamed through the whole freaking movie.
Oh, Patricia Arquette.
Yeah, like just her scream. I just wanted to slap her every time. I'm like, shut the fuck up. Jesus Christ. But other than that, that's my favorite Nightmare on Elm Street movie.
Yeah, I like those. The two though would kind of go together.
What?
3 and 4.
Oh, yeah. Now, Nightmare on Elm Street 2 sucked. It sucked donkey balls.
The first one was like my favorite because I got to watch Johnny Depp get killed.
Yeah. And I liked it because I got to see it in the movie theater. My grandparents took me. I was 9 years old.
Really?
It was like 84, 85, so I was like 9 or 10. My grandparents took me to see that thing. I had nightmares about Freddy all that night. Then I watched 2 and I said, this sucks. But when 3 came out, I said, Freddy is a man. I would team up with him.
And then they went and put Jason and Freddy against each other.
Well, technically, the original intent was to have it be Freddy versus Jason versus Ash from Evil Dead.
Yeah.
But they cut him out of that. But they did make the full script for that. It's out there somewhere. And man, that would have been a great movie. Friggin' Robert Englund, whoever plays Jason, and then Bruce Campbell. I mean, come on.
Yeah,
That would have been a great movie.
Bruce Campbell was Ash.
Because Jason is pretty much a deadite when it comes down to it. And what was it? In Evil Dead 2, I think it was Evil Dead. Yeah, Evil Dead 2. You can actually see Freddy Krueger's claw hanging in the shed.
Oh wow!
Like up above the door, because they stole it from the set because they were filming shit on the same place, like just different sets. Somebody stole it and put it up there. So if you watch Evil Dead 2 and you see him in the shed before he cuts Linda's head off, you'll see the glove hanging there.
Oh, I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch that.
Oh yeah, Evil Dead is a great series.
Yeah, Evil Dead was really good.
I will forever love
Where
Evil
else? Where else are you gonna watch a tree rape a girl?
Well,
Dead. Right? And we got to see her boobs.
It was tree rape.
I just saw that one.
That's a different way of using a vegetable.
I was telling Mark, I just saw that Halloween from 2018.
Oh, Rob Zombies.
No,
No?
it had
Jamie Lee Curtis was in it.
Jamie Lee
She
Curtis
reprised her role.
replacing her role, as Laurie Strode, and she was a gun-toting granny. I mean, it was really cool. Her house was had a hidden cellar where the kitchen kind of centerpiece, the centerpiece of the island of the kitchen would move and reveal a hidden basement.
And that house still exists.
And
It's just abandoned.
all the separate room, each separate room had bars that came down to lock or seal whoever was in there.
Yeah.
Man. But I noticed it was the only one you got a glimpse of Michael Myers' face.
And I think he kind of said something in it too, towards the end. Like you could hear his voice for like a second.
Yeah.
But it was, yeah. Was that H2O?
I mean,
No.
I kind of like that one because it kind of put closure on the whole story that had Lori in it the whole time. You know, Jamie Lee Curtis.
Mm-hmm.
Well, as we learned the other night on Fear Fans, apparently the second one was supposed to be the final one for Michael Myers. But then they made Season of the Witch, which to this day, I mean, I
Yeah,
still
we were
say
talking about that. I think that was the dumbest fucking thing to do.
it was. But you know what? I'll tell you what. If they would have marketed that movie not as Halloween, if they didn't have that moniker on
Right.
there,
Just
it
call
would have
it
been
Season
great
of
for the
Witch.
time. They could have had like sequels to it.
They could have kept that. They could have made that kept Halloween name off of it and made it just like Season of the Witch or something of else like that, you know. And that because that one itself is a standalone movie. It has nothing to do with the franchise, and by adding that name on there, you had so many. That's why you got so many disappointed people. You know,
if they wanted to suffice
you
the
go and
people,
watch it. You're watching it. You're expecting it to have something to do with the Halloween franchise.
That's like all right.
Or Michael Myers and stuff like that, you know, and it's like, what the fuck?
But if they wanted to suffice the people, what they could have done is in the last 5 minutes of the movie, after Tom Atkins is screaming, "Turn it off! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it!" Then you could have had like a camera back up and seen Michael Myers on a hill over the town, and then fade to black, and then that would have made it all connect. It would have made it better. But no, they had to actually show commercials of the movie, of the trailer and all that in the in the actual movie from the original.
But you know, like you said, they should have just never put the Halloween moniker on it.
No.
And because as a standalone movie without the, because you wouldn't have had the anticipation. Well, where's Michael Myers? You know, and then the big disappointment. You know,
Happy Halloween.
It's like
Halloween.
All right,
Halloween.
we're gonna take this TV series now, and we're gonna make this TV series, and it's all about cursed antiques and stuff.
Oh, Friday the 13th.
And we're gonna call it Friday the 13th, the series.
Yeah,
but it has nothing to do.
No, it doesn't.
Jason.
But I will say that was a damn good show, though.
Well, yeah, and it probably would have got better ratings and better reviews if they would have called it something besides Friday the 13th.
I mean, at least when they did this show based off of Nightmare on Elm Street, they had it hosted by Freddy. It was called Freddy's Nightmares. You know, I mean, like at least they had. I don't know that it was Robert Englund per se. It may have been. It may not have been. But still, it was something to do with the movie. Friday the 13th, the series had absolutely nothing to do with the movie.
No, it had nothing to do with the movie whatsoever.
And Season of the Witch had nothing to do with Michael Myers outside of them playing the trailer for it. And then when Tom Atkins was tied up to that chair, they were playing the movie too. Enjoy the horror fest. You know, but I don't know. And I would have made the ending of that movie different too. Like after the main dude like turned to stone or whatever it was supposed to be that he turned into, like I would have made it like as they were running away, like a giant version of him was rising out of the ashes, like you know, like it could have been better, but it wasn't a bad movie on its own.
No, but
they just should not have put Halloween on it.
Well, I noticed a lot of things like that. Really, it's not just horror movies, and it's not just movies either. You know, they use the same title and you think maybe it's a remake or something, and this movie may be the same name as this movie, but they're two totally different movies with two totally different concepts. And it's like I've seen the same thing. Oh, this is a song. You think maybe somebody else sung this song by this, same title of the song, but nope, totally different lyrics, totally different song, but same title.
Bunch of bullshit.
And it is.
Bullshit.
And it's like,
bullshit.
Why keep using this? There's already a movie out there called this. Why, if they're not related?
Yeah. That's just to play on the fame of the other one, though. So that when people look it up online,
it's all about, both. And then it comes down to, playing on the fame. It's just coming down and making more bucks.
But they need to stop redoing movies. I've said this countless times on countless live feeds. Stop redoing movies.
There are certain movies you cannot remake.
No. Like for a while now, they've been talking about a reboot of Gremlins. No.
Well, I've seen a poster already for a third Beetlejuice.
Really?
Yes.
And won't have Michael Keaton in it because he already said.
27.
Michael Keaton already said he will not reprise his role.
Yeah, but he said that about Batman too, and he did.
I won't do it.
There was a reason he did with the Batman because that one actually needed him in there, and they actually convinced him because of the way that one did. But he already said that when they were going to do when they talked about doing the Beetlejuice, okay, they were actually going to do it without Keaton.
You can't. You cannot.
And Keaton actually told him, "There's no fucking way you're going to be able to do it without me." But
he said, "I won't do it." I won't.
He's gonna, he said yes, that he'll do it, but he won't. He said that's going to be the last time he does it.
Well, that's kind of like Bruce Campbell, like all the times that he said he was done playing Ash, and then he came back and did it. Even for Ash versus Evil Dead, like before that show was made, he said, "No, I'm not doing Ash anymore." But he did,
with that,
and
poster,
I'm glad he did.
With that poster I saw now and stuff, that's like one of those things I can't confirm that it's real or not because
there's so many
it was on Facebook and a lot of this is been used to make the
AI has taken over a lot of stuff.
Movie posters of things that you just couldn't even imagine of sequels of.
But I really think that the second Beetlejuice was brought on because of that shit, because there were so many fan-made things and stuff like, you know what I mean? Like they felt that they just had to do it. And I think that's what's going to happen is like people's hands are going to be forced to make sequels to different movies. I mean, before we know it, we'll have a Fight Club 2. Tyler Durden will be back,
some of them they took way too far, Hellraiser was okay up until like 3, After
I think the second one was good enough.
When it went to space and all that other shit, come on.
Well, that's like Friday the 13th when Jason was in space. You know what I mean? That was a joke.
Leprechaun in the Hood.
I'm the leprechaun. Oh wait, I need a light.
I
gotta bring my light in for that.
All them different sequels.
I'm the leprechaun. I'm in space. Sorry, had to do it.
Leprechaun's another one that should have stopped at 3. I mean, the only reason 3 should exist was because the limericks in that were fucking funnier as hell, and it took place in Vegas. A leprechaun on the loose in Vegas was kind of funny. So,
whatever happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
No, it doesn't.
Shut your mouth, woman. You know not what you're talking about.
Oh, sure she does. Don't you remember that joke?
I didn't say in Vegas.
See, I won a trip to Las Vegas.
I didn't say people stayed in Vegas. I said things stay in Vegas.
I went down to Vegas, and I'm in the middle of a lawsuit with them right now because they got that famous saying, "What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas." Well, I got married and she came back with me.
Fucker. You know, they just follow you everywhere.
I know it.
Fucking women, man. I love you, by the way. I'm just saying, you know.
Mhm.
I'm just being funny. Ha ha, ho ho, hee hee.
But some of those movies, they just, after a couple of them, they should just stop.
And remakes should never
Some
happen.
things, some of those remakes should have never got made. Some of those TV shows that got turned into movies should have never gotten made.
I think I watched all of about 10 minutes of the remake of Fright Night. I'm like, no, sorry, can't do it. Nope.
21 Jump Street into a movie, that sucked.
Well, I mean, they made it comical, so it was kind of
Doesn't matter, they ruined
Leslie
it.
Nielsen kind
They ruined
of,
it.
you know.
They ruined
But
it.
yeah, and they did have some of the original cast members in it, which if you're
Second
going to
one.
do a remake is key. It's essential. If you're going to do
Yeah,
a
but
remake,
they
you have
didn't
to
do
have
that
some
in the
of
first
original.
one.
Why did they do that? Why did they?
They
take
didn't
it
do it till the
okay,
second
they named
one.
it. They named it 21 Jump Street, and then they turned around the second one. They named it 22 Jump Street.
Yeah,
I know
that's
it.
dumb.
And that's where the other
You know what the fucking 21 Jump Street was supposed to be?
Yeah, it was
What
the
it stood for.
Chapel.
21 Jump Street was the fucking address
Of the chapel.
Yeah.
of the chapel.
Where their base was.
Yeah.
Exactly.
22 drum. I added an R in there that I didn't have to. 22
Street.
Drum Street. Yeah, all right. I'm not even going to say what I was going to say now because I don't remember.
22 Chump Street.
I don't know why that happened.
Because I'm here and you
Oh.
needed to see me so that you could piggyback onto my YouTube channel, which is This Is Tom's World. So go check it out. I do a lot of like historical stuff and it's really cool. And I'm not as drunk as I am right now. So go check that out.
You're not as amped as you drunk you are?
Absolutely. I'm not as stink as I drunk I am. And I'm
It's
nowhere
amazing.
near.
It's amazing you could say any of that.
What, me?
Yeah,
Oh, I can read.
it's hard.
I'm not
to say that
dumb.
stuff when you're sober.
Wow.
To
I
say
can
that
read the
stuff
screen.
backwards.
I don't need my glasses on for the screen. It's just when I'm
Yoda's-
reading printed stuff. Mark's sticking his finger in his ear, and
Well, I have an itch.
well, I mean, if that's what
You
you
know,
want
when
to call
your
it,
ear itches.
you don't need to stick it up to the second knuckle, though. I mean,
Oh, that was the third knuckle.
whoa! I only got two. What kind of fucking alien are you, man? Like, wait, is the third knuckle your wrist?
1, 2, 3.
Oh, well, okay. Well, that's kind of the wrist.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Why did YouTube recommend this to me?
I don't know.
Because
why.
YouTube. I'm not saying anything about YouTube.
No,
Because we're on YouTube. I ain't gonna say nothing about you.
then you're gonna strike against you.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say anything about it.
Yeah.
My channel has no strikes to this day. Not one. Not one single one. Now it will.
Man. Oh, I got an itch. I hate that.
So, but with you, I'm
Fucking itches in
with
the middle of
you,
your
Tom.
back.
The more they fucking remake
Worse.
movies, it pisses me off. The more
Yeah.
they think that turning a TV show into a movie is a good idea, or turning a movie into a TV show is a good idea. I don't think so.
Yeah, no. No.
You know, I mean, I understand they did what they did, and some of that stuff turned out good, but some of these
Listen.
people just have bad ideas. Gotham was a joke.
They need to remake Debbie Does Dallas. That's what.
Yeah, there you go.
You know, or the green behind the green door.
Behind
That-
the
that
green
would-
door. There's an old.
For you young folks, you can look that up. Yeah, you'll find stuff. It won't be on YouTube. I
How
guarantee.
many
that.
times did Debbie do Dallas though?
Oh, I don't even.
I
know.
think
Talk
a half
about
a dozen.
sequels.
I think a half a dozen.
I mean, you talk about sequels. I mean, by the time I left the one video store, because I was with one, and then they stopped doing those kind of movies. The other one I was working for, and
Well,
but
yeah, then
I
they started
think she
making
was up
parody
to like
movies.
5 or 6 by the time I left that video store, and like
They started
90
making parody movies like the Flint Bones and Edward Penis
Penis
Hands.
Hands.
and-
Yeah, that one's a real one.
The Flint Bones.
I swear to God, it's a real movie. Look it up.
They actually they like you've got these singers.
Well,
out there.
I know that Edward Penis Hands is real.
Yeah, the Flint Bones is a
They
real one.
actually started making porno parodies off of movies.
Mhm. They sure did.
And it came to everybody's attention that it was happening, and it was happening for quite a while. But when Edward Penis Hams came out, because everybody made,
Penis Hams.
penis ham.
That's a
Does
different
it
movie
not
altogether.
did it not sound like he said penis hams?
Anyway,
Edward Penis Ham is,
he,
it was gabagool.
but everybody was,
That's one way of getting the pork.
when you order those movies and you see those titles, you're making fun, making laugh. So it became a popular thing over the years. So they started looking up more, and I think that by the time I left Box Office Video, they had quite a few of them that were parodies.
Oh yeah, yeah. There was a ton of them.
But I know for a fact Debbie Dallas was up to 5 or 6 by the time I quit.
Like I said, Debbie Does Dallas, I think, about half a dozen of them.
And then back in the '90s, you had the Girls Gone Wild. Bing, 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 bing. Yeah, you wake up 3 o'clock in the morning with your TV still on. You got the commercial.
And that's and the Girls Gone Wild is from the spring break down in Florida.
Yep. But then it extended worldwide.
Yeah.
And then Snoop Dogg got involved in it.
Oh God.
That was like towards the end. And then the internet came out, and then they got crushed.
Well, the whole thing was Girls Gone Wild was started by, I don't know if I should mention his name. I might get in trouble. But
Well, it was 2 guys.
yeah, well, it was one main guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's a lot of lawsuits and criminal charges that were against them.
Well, yeah, because they went up to like drunk women and like, show us your boobs.
And
Like,
I don't know what all the exact details. I was just looking it up though, because I was pretty sure I was right about that.
well, I mean, some of the videos got more involved than just like women flashing their boobs and stuff like that.
Oh,
They'd
yeah.
go into a trailer and they'd be doing stuff.
Yep.
I know. I owned a few of them.
No, we had a few of them we had a few of those in the video store.
Yeah.
Like I ordered one and then I wound up getting like 2 more. I'm like, yo, look, I only ordered 1. Why are you gonna keep sending them and charging me? Like
Yeah.
so you had to call and cancel it.
Yeah, it was like when you saw the commercial, it was like, you get the first one and then it's like they put it in real fine print so you can barely read it while you're watching TV at 2-3 o'clock in the morning when these commercials are airing.
Yeah.
That after that you'll be billed each month this much for an additional, video.
Yeah. Unless you call and cancel and
Right.
Then they're like, well, why are you canceling? It's like, well, because I only wanted one.
I didn't want the one.
You know, but that was the same with like, you know, when you ordered something from say Time Life. You know, that was another famous one that
Yeah.
that did commercials for shit. Or the
Columbia
Bradford Exchange.
Records.
You just wanted
Yeah.
the one figurine, but now you got a subscription and you're getting a new figurine every month because you got involved with the Bradford Exchange.
Like you get one cassette tape for 99 cents.
Yeah, I bet RCA lost a lot of money on that deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty sure they did.
I mean,
I'm sure.
how many times? I mean, back then when that was famous, that 99 cents a cassette for like 12
Well, I am hungry,
cassettes
but
for
we're
99
in the middle of the
cents
show.
or whatever, right?
Yeah.
They didn't even have you prove who you were. You could
No.
send in some fake name with your address and all this, collect it, wait about a year,
Oh,
do
I
it
thought you were
again,
making spaghetti
and
tonight.
never pay the bill. They have no
Well,
record.
sausage is very good. Actually, the
He's up there talking about spaghetti. I don't know what the hell.
garlic nuts. Those go good with those.
And see,
Yeah.
it was
I
RCA
think
and
those will go
Columbia.
really well with the sausage rice.
Yeah, Columbia. That was
That
Yeah,
was
Columbia Records, man.
yeah.
Columbia Records, RCA.
So those were the two that did it, and they started doing that back in the day of 8-track tapes.
Yeah. 8 tracks. Look it up, young people. You'll see.
Me,
It was a
I
thing.
wasn't that drunk. Friend, you threw a mushroom at a 4-foot guy and said, "Grow, Mario, grow."
Woohoo! It's a me.
It's a me, Mario. Mario.
Wario. Waluigi. Mario.
Mario. Mario.
Luigi's Mansion.
Yep.
Mario. Man, I wish everybody could have heard me earlier today. When I was at work, I did like the perfect Trump impression. Everybody was like blown away. I've never done one perfect before. Like somebody would tell me that today was some porn star's birthday because it was their birthday too. One of my coworkers. He said I heard them on the radio talking about all the different birthdays, and they talked about some porn star's birthday. I said it was Stormy Daniels. Yeah, I just want to say happy birthday to Stormy Daniels. I mean, I like her. We're good friends. Yeah, I mean, we had a lot of things go wrong. You know, I mean, it's like I was going off for like 20 minutes, and they were like all cracking up. It was, I was like, damn, man, I did better than Don.
Then God does himself.
That's right.
You're
You're gonna love it. I mean, it's great. Sometimes people love it. Sometimes they don't. I mean, I'm just saying, you know. Like I can't recreate it now, of course, because it's on the spot. But man, I was like on point with that one. It was you had to see it. I wish I was recording it, but we were too busy building a roof on our tool shed, so couldn't do it.
So you were building a roof today, huh?
Yeah, me and the other. Like, I mean, I was mostly just handing them the shit they needed. They were all putting it up. I'm like, let the young guys do it. Fuck it, climb up the ladder, do what you got to do. Oh, you need a hammer? All right, here's a hammer. You need a drill? All right, here's a drill. Oh, the caulk gun? Yeah, you need the caulk gun. Here's the caulk gun. It was like an aluminum roof that they were putting on, like one of those ones that are like rigid.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to risk falling from a ladder at your age.
Yeah, I know. I'll break a hip.
Even if it's only 5 or 6 feet up.
I'll break a hip. Yeah. You guys will know what that's like when you get to my age.
Don't
You know,
make too much fun of that.
you guys will know what that's all about when you get to my age. I'm
My
just saying.
girlfriend's mom is being released from rehab tomorrow because she fell and broke her hip.
Oh no! Oh, jeez. That just kind of crept up.
Crept up.
That's what it does.
Yeah, I get up in the morning, and when I wake up in the morning, if I don't crack, I'm afraid I'm dead.
If he
Wait,
doesn't
if you don't-
snap, crackle, and pop,
Yeah, if I don't hear the snap, crackle, and pop, I'm wondering if I'm still alive or not.
I'm in the afterlife. That's what happened. I was able to stand up and I didn't hear anything. That's what I said.
Silence.
Yeah.
Hello, darkness.
Hey, you beat me to it. I was just about to say it.
The sound.
Hello,
Oh,
darkness,
God.
my old friend. That's the new version. I like the old version better. Simon and Garfield.
Simon Garfield.
Yeah, yeah, you know. He hates Mondays, by the way.
What wasn't that Odie and Garfield?
Yeah. Nermal and Garfield.
I don't know.
Nermal was the one they was always sending to Abu Dhabi.
Abu Dhabi?
Abu Dhabi.
Abu
Don't
Dhabi.
you tell me about Abu Dhabi. Don't you redeem it. Don't redeem it.
Don't you dare.
We're live. People think
That reminds me of the Jerky Boys. You ever hear of them?
I sure did.
Mm.
I sure did. Like, my name's Mike DeRuki. My name's Frank Rizzo.
Mike the Dookie. Really? Mike the Dookie.
My name is Saul Rosenberg.
That was like a lot of voices and only two guys.
Yep.
And oh my God, they were funny. And some of the shit they did, I saw some of the actual like movies or the videos of they were at like MTV's headquarters.
Yep.
And oh my God, some of that stuff, or calling from a payphone to some place, and or no, they were in the hotel room with the cameras, so you could, and they were calling the payphone that was down on the street corner.
My name is Saul Rosenberg, and I can't see so good. God damn it! Well, did you try going to the Empire State Building? I went to the Empire State Building and I couldn't see. Well, would you like to make an appointment? Yes, I'd like to make an appointment, and I'll bring all my glasses and my shoes so I have them.
Saul Rosenberg.
Saul Rosenberg. That's
And,
right. That's my name.
They did one where he lost his penis or something like that. He called the hospital.
Targla, the Egyptian magician.
Oh my God.
And I punch my chest and it disappears into a cloud.
I bet I could still find that cassette tape around here someday.
I have one somewhere here too. I have that and Two Live Crew. Like they're probably together.
Well, the Jerky Boys, they did they did an actual movie.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And that was funny as hell.
Don't have me come down there for you either, tough guy.
But then they did like this like movie, but it was more of them making their crank calls.
Yeah.
And having the cameras hidden so you could see the person on the other end react.
Who? What? Brett Weir?
You know, because they like left this sandwich in the desk, in one of the desks in an MTV office, and oh my God, they were having fun.
Yeah, they were.
They did up too much.
I mean, they were doing those crank calls and recording that shit before crank anchors came about.
Well, I mean, Crank Yankers was funny too.
Yes, but Jerky Boys did it first.
Because you had Special Ed, and he was fucking funny.
Oh yeah, you got mail. I got mail.
I got
Yay,
mail.
I
I got
got
mail.
mail.
I got mail. Yay! I got mail. I peed in your pool.
I got mail. Yay.
I'm sorry, I peed in your pool. I peed in your pool. Yay! I peed in your pool.
And
That was
those-
my favorite. I love Special Ed.
I like those because they were like puppets, like the Muppets doing those.
Hey, you know that song? Boom, 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 boom. Yay! I want to hear that song. Boom, 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 boom. Yay! Crank Yankers was funny.
That was funny as hell too.
That was like Jimmy, what's his name? Not Jimmy Fallon, the other Jimmy Kimmel, Sarah Silverman. There was like a handful of them that did shit for that. But I think Special Ed was Jimmy Kimmel. Yay! I got mail. I got mail. I got mail. I got mail. Yay! I'm going to Hawaii. Yay!
And they had that, and they had he had a button he could push for the AOL song, the actual "You Got Mail" from AOL. So you
Yeah.
push it, and it's like, "You got mail, I got mail, yay! I got mail, I got mail."
You gotta make me do it.
And he had like a football helmet over his head, and with like,
I got mail.
You got mail.
I got mail.
"Yay! I got mail."
Wait, where's it?
You got mail.
Yay! I got mail. I got mail. I got mail. Yay!
You got mail.
I figured out early on in the AOL days, like how to access those audio files, and I had my son record saying, "Welcome, Daddy," and then "You got mail," and like I replaced all the different sounds. So like when I signed on to AOL after hearing all the, that would be my son greeting me. So I felt like a hacker, like look at me, I'm hacking the program, man. Because I am a super hacker.
I swore it was
A
in
super
here
hacker?
somewhere.
Wile E. Coyote, super hacker.
Damn it.
Janet.
Janet.
Oh, wow. That's really apparent today, huh? And we got the Rocky Horror Picture Show references today.
Here we go.
I
got mail. Yay!
Yay!
I got mail. Yay!
Mail. Yay! I peed in your pool. Yay!
That,
Boom, 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 boom. Yay!
there was things back when, what was it? Well, before the internet and stuff was so popular, and I think it was like Windows 95 maybe or something. Way back in those days, I was getting all these like little short waves and stuff. And some of mine, because I was stuck in the hospital, I used to have my computer set up as a soundboard, so that there was a lot of shortcut key, So I made the sound. It was a custom made soundboard that I got.
F5.
All I had to do is assign all the waves to it.
Yeah.
And I had Yakko, Wacko, and Dot. Because I was in the hospital, so it was like, "Hello, nurse."
Hello, nurse.
Yeah. So every time they'd come in, I'd just press this button and boom, it'd go off.
Pinky, are you pondering the same thing I'm pondering? I think so, Brain, but where are we going to find rubber pants in all size? Come join the Warner Brothers and the Warner Sister Dot. Just for fun, we run around the Warner movie lot. They lock us in the tower whenever we get caught, but we break loose and then moves, and now you know the plot. It's Animaniacs. We have paper plate contracts. We're in. All right, yeah, I lost it there. Yeah.
Jesus lost them all.
Yeah. I at one point I did know the entire intro song for Animaniacs. I apparently do not anymore. I know some of
Been
it.
a while. I used to watch that so much that I had it in my head all the time.
Yeah.
It
Good feathers flock together, slappy wax them with their purse. Yeah, something like that.
yeah, they go.
Wait, oh, with Pinky and the Brain, you want to rule the universe. Good feathers flock together, slappy wax them with their purse. Yeah, I lost it after that. The Good Feathers were funny. Yeah, it was like Joe Pesci and like, no, it was kind of funny. I like that. I miss it. Been quite a while since I watched any of them.
Animaniacs.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was something different, but kind of like old school still. It was kind of
Yeah.
like it kind of reminded me of like the Looney Tunes, how back in the day, you know, Bugs Bunny, and they had Wile E. Coyote and the Roadrunner, and you know, all these different things. Here you've got a bunch of different characters that are always and the one, what was her name? The one that always hugged them.
Oh, oh my God!
I'm gonna hug you and keep you and call you my own. Oh. She gets mentioned.
Oh, that's
She gets mentioned in that song too.
Mindy and Buttons. Isn't it? Mindy and Buttons?
I don't think-
No.
Let's see.
Now I'm gonna have to look it up.
I'm doing that right now. Ew. Mindy. Yeah, it was. Well, no, it wasn't Mindy, was it? Maybe it was.
Yeah, it was Mindy.
Mindy, yeah.
Yeah.
Mindy and Buttons.
Yep.
Buttons the puppy.
I forgot about Mr. Skullhead. I just happened to see him. Like, oh yeah. And Skippy Squirrel.
Ralph the security guard.
Yep. And Slappy Squirrel, of course. Yeah.
Of course.
She was like the old Jewish woman.
Ooh.
And Minerva. Minerva.
I might have to bring my leaf blower in the house and have it ready for when the snow falls.
In the house?
In the
Yeah,
house.
so you take it outside, and blow the snow off the car.
Well, I mean, that works. If you get a heating element on there, that would be even better.
The heating element on what?
Wait. Can
In
you
the
hear
blower.
It? Can you hear it?
No.
Just wait. Shit. Sure, I stopped and she stopped.
What are you talking about? Are you talking about your wife in there making noise?
She's under the desk right now.
She's in
She
there.
probably is. She's probably
No.
under the desk blowing him.
I wish, but she was in there. She's in on the couch, you know,
She's
snoring
snoring, isn't
real
she?
loud.
I mean, I think Animaniacs were better than Tiny Toons, to be honest. I mean, I liked Tiny Toons when it
Well,
came
Tiny
out.
Toons was good. But
Yeah,
Animaniacs, I agree. I loved
it was more
Animaniacs.
edgy. It was more edgy.
I like the ones where there was like Plucky
Oh yeah.
or
Water
Big
go
That
down
was-
the hole. Bye
That
bye
was from
water.
Tiny
Yeah.
Toons.
and they didn't show him enough.
Toot toot go down the hole. Bye bye toot toot.
You know, I don't think they showed Baby Plucky enough. You know,
We're tiny, we're toony, we're all
we're
a
all
little
together.
loony.
Loony. Yeah, that's another
In
one I
this
used to
cartoony,
know.
we're invading your TV. We're comic dispensers. We crack up all the
All the
censors.
censors.
Yeah, oh, yeah, I remember that one more than I remember Animaniacs.
Well, they were catchy. That's the thing, you know.
At Acme University, we honor to new Bart. Our home sweet home is Sans and Loon, the cartoon work of art. Yeah. They're furry, they're funny, they're Babs and Buster Bunny. Montana Max has money, Elmira is a pain. There's Hampton and Plucky and Dizzy Devil Ducky. Yeah, I can go on. I'm a loser.
Wait
I know.
a minute.
I know.
Wait a minute. Are they still doing these?
What?
Tiny Toons? They did do
No,
a
I'm sorry. I'm looking at something over on Facebook right now.
You know, there's another thing.
Supposedly, Taco Bell has a Deadpool box.
I don't know.
Or not Taco Bell, it's McDonald's.
I have nothing. I don't
A
know.
Deadpool box.
I don't know
You
nothing.
get Deadpool on a swing.
I don't know nothing.
on a sex swing.
I don't know.
You know, I'd really like to be on a sex
You
swing.
know,
I just got to say. I mean, I really like it.
those old TV shows and cartoons from back then, they had some of the catchiest tunes. There was another one my daughter watched that was made by the people that did the Muppets called Fraggle Rock.
Oh, dance your cares away.
Yeah.
Worries for another day. Let the music play. Down in Fraggle Rock.
That was my daughter, my oldest daughter. That was her favorite TV show.
Ooh, look, Fraggles.
Look, Mom, I caught a flaggle.
You know.
Yeah, Gobo. And, oh, God, that's the only name I can remember. Gobo. Yeah.
But I could never understand some of these things like that purple dinosaur Barney.
Oh, God. I love you.
Or-
you love
Oh, please.
Or what were those other things called?
Teletubbies.
Yeah, those.
Yeah. How did I know what you were talking about?
Dozers from Fraggle Rock.
Over the hills
Dozers.
and far away, Teletubbies come out to play.
Oh, God.
My son watched them. That was actually the first hearty laugh that he and I shared together, was when he was watching that, because they had this thing called Tubby Custard, and their little vacuum cleaner was shooting it all over the place. And then like they were like, Tinky Winky don't want to sit in the Tubby Custard. Ew. And my son thought that was hysterical. So I was laughing with him as we're watching this episode.
And then it's like,
It was great.
you know, and then it's like I got my son on the other hand,
Go out of my chair.
where he sat there and was watching. He grew up watching the original Power Rangers.
Ah.
And it's like, where was this when I was a kid and growing up?
Go Power
No,
Rangers.
because it was those ones, Saban Productions or whatever.
Yeah.
It was done in Japan, you know, so it was done right. And
We
they had
didn't
a lot
have
of.
that when we were kids. We had the Sid and Marty Krofft.
I know, but still, there was also those shows from Japan on TV.
The closest we had when I was a kid was like Voltron and shit.
Yeah,
like that.
right.
Maybe.
And,
Yeah,
and
Voltron.
you had those, but I'm
Lion
saying
Bot
it
Voltron,
would
and
have
then you
been.
had the Vehicle Force Voltron.
Yeah.
The
You know.
15 different fucking vehicles that created the one giant robot.
And then you had Ultraman, and you had,
Yep.
you know, you had all that shit. But I mean, you know, they had
We had
some
Thundercats,
Japanese,
though. They had
and then you had
Thundercats were
Speed
awesome.
Racer and that kind of stuff.
Whatever
But still,
happened? Whatever happened to the supposed live-action Thundercats movie they were going to put?
Well, what it wasn't live action. It was actually It was being done in like ultra high definition animation.
They were literally going to do live action.
Oh, I would love to see that.
Well,
That
them
would be
turning a lot
amazing,
of-
would it not?
Sword of Omens, come to my hand.
them turning a lot of them
Give me
animations
sight beyond sight.
into live action is, I don't know.
Thunder, 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 Thundercats! Oh!
Well, I know you
can't
do that.
It's like that's another
Sure.
mistake.
What's another
Kid-
mistake, Joe?
Taking
Kitten cat.
taking
Turning
old
our
animation.
old animations and cartoons and turning them into live action like that, like they did with the Transformers.
They might as well, man. I mean,
Dude,
they're
Transformers rocked when they live action
Well,
those bitches.
just in the Hanna-Barbera era. They could have movies forever, like the Herculoids and shit like that. I
I
mean,
Yeah.
suppose, but
Space
they'd
Ghost.
have to do it just right. I mean, some of
Space
these
Ghost.
Harvey Birdman, attorney
right.
at law.
Space Ghost, coast to coast.
And then some of the things that they've taken, the animation,
My name
and
is
turned them into live
Brad.
action, and then they changed the story. Oh, let's take for an example. We'll ruin your fucking childhood right here. Go watch them Winnie the Pooh movies.
Oh, bother.
Are you talking about Blood and Honey?
Yeah,
Might you have a schmeckle of blood?
I mean, think about it. If you're going to turn them live action, don't twist them.
Because that's what Tiggers do.
That's what Tigers do. Tigers house.
I mean, some mom
They're
probably
bouncy,
took
bouncy,
her kid
trouncy,
there. I
bouncy,
could
bun,
just
bun,
see
bun,
it
bun,
now.
bun.
Some mom taking her kid to the theater to see this, and he
But
comes out of his.
it's called Blood and Honey. You're not going to take a child to see a Winnie the Pooh
Yeah, but was that the
movie
what-
that says
was that
Blood and
there's
Honey.
2 of those? Was that what
Yes.
the first one was called?
Yes, yes.
Oh,
Well, I don't know. I didn't
And
want to
then you
ruin
got the
my
sequel.
childhood watching.
And then they
Now
also,
we're going to have
the
to
same
remove your head.
same people that did the Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey also did a Mickey Mouse one.
Now we're going to have to remove your head. Oh, bother. Thanks for noticing me.
That's
I'll
I'm
just kick you in the head.
sorry, but that actually, I think that actually is funny as hell.
well. This,
They should do that with all of them, man. Have Woody Woodpecker become a serial killer. Why not? You know?
Woody Woodpecker's a
I
serial
guess it's
killer. I
the one
love that.
killer
Ch-
pecker
chili-
on the loose.
He's got Chili Willy as his sidekick, you know?
Tennessee Tuxedo.
Yeah.
Oh, what was his sidekick's name? The walrus.
Chumley. It was Chumley.
Chumley, yeah.
Or
Chumley's always
just-
got a record
just-
in real life, though.
Just redo all the Hanna-Barbera cartoons from the 70s as
They've
horror.
already got a real life Chumley, and he's
You
got,
got
a
the
record too.
what's his name? The
Chumley
dog.
from Pawn Stars.
The dog. What dog?
The dog that always got the snacks. It was like, and he would float down, and
Oh,
I can't remember what
that.
I remember
And he would
that, I
laugh,
can't
he'd be
remember
like-
the name. "Oh, that's
Muttley.
that was the Muttley." Yeah,
Muttley.
he was Snidely's dog.
Oh my God! Redo Catch That Pigeon as a horror movie. Oh my God!
I've never
Josie and
seen
the
that.
Pussycats.
Josie and the Pussycats. That'd be fun. Jim and the Holograms.
Porno, though.
Oh my God! It's
Josie
Showtime
Josie
synergy.
and the Pussycats. I agree with what Joe just said. Josie and the Pussycats would make a better porno.
Well, yeah, it probably would. It probably, yeah.
The Jim and the
Never
Holograms.
does.
It's Showtime synergy.
I can see it.
Why do I know that? I didn't watch Jim.
Well, look what they did.
Somehow I know that.
Look what they did with Speed Racer. They made a live action out of that.
Yeah.
That
That
actually turned out
actually-
really good.
That actually wasn't so bad. It
But
took me a
nobody
long
did
time
that thing
to
in the
watch
movie,
it.
like where they're like,
It took me a long time to watch that because I was a big fan of the old
Of the original anime.
70s version.
Here
Yeah.
he comes.
That-
Let's
But the
go
thing
to
is,
racing.
When
the
I
thing
finally
is,
watched
they
it,
really
I
did good with it.
I was impressed.
Yeah.
They did a good job. I'll
And
give
they
them
actually
credit for that one.
they actually kept Racer X in there, and Racer X was his brother.
Right. Well, it followed the original storyline.
They
too.
did. They followed
Yeah.
the
They kinda
original
mashed-
storyline with a little bit of a twist to it.
It kind
What's
of
the twist?
mashed a couple episodes
I have
of
to get a beer.
series episodes into a movie.
Right, but it was really good. They
Oh,
actually
yeah,
did
it was
awesome with
Well
it.
thought out and well played. I liked the graphics. I liked how they did the racetracks. I enjoyed it thoroughly. But it took me a long time
But that's what I'm telling you.
because I was a big fan.
If they would take the animes or the animations, they take them and actually put thought into when they make them as live actions, and maybe tweak just a little bit, but stick mostly to the actual storylines, people would really, I think people would actually like them, especially as Gen Xers or as Gen Xers who grew up on that stuff.
Well, that's just like they should have never, like I said, they should have never done like Final Fantasy the way they did it, or Fantasy Island, I mean, and some of those others by twisting them. You know,
They
if
screwed
we
those
just
up.
left them alone and stuck to the. There's very little I have with, but I was impressed with the way they did Speed Racer.
Yeah.
I really liked how they did that, and they casted it fairly well too. So, you know,
Well, they had John Goodman as Pops.
yeah, yeah, you did a great job.
Mhm.
You know, I mean, that guy was hot-headed and tempered.
And they had Christina Ricci as Trixie.
See, I'm such a big fan. I wish I could find it easily, but you know how much room I have over here, so my DVD collection's kind of buried on that shelf. But I have the entire Speed Racer thing on Blu-ray, and it's like the case.
The actual anime.
Yeah, the
Entire
actual
anime.
anime from
Yeah.
my childhood, and it's actually in a rubber case, made to look like it's a tire of the Mach 5. You know, it's a really cool case, but you know, I'm not gonna try to find it because it's a pain in the ass. But yeah, and I've even got a T-shirt. An old Speed Racer T-shirt. I mean, come on, think about it. We didn't have much to choose from. 4 channels, no cable,
I know.
and one of those channels was like PBS, so you had actually 3 channels then. And so you had 3 cartoons to choose from at any given hour. You know, I chose to watch Speed Racer. You know, but I miss those Saturday morning type cartoons. You know, those are something that they got to be very careful. I mean, you
I
know,
just took a hit off of whatever my dad got today. It's an unidentified strain.
I don't know.
It's got me coughing my brains out.
Shit, that could be bad.
No, that could be good.
Um,
Once the coughing stops, I'm yeah.
could you see Grape Ape as a movie?
Oh my god.
Yes.
Bigly beagly.
But I'm just saying.
You know what? Oh my god! You know what they should do? They should do the Laugh Olympics.
Yeah,
The
That
Laugh
would be
Olympics
cool
is
as
the
hell.
movie. Oh
that
my
would
God.
be cool as hell if they did it right. You know, and I never thought of this before. I don't know why, and maybe I'm just too stoned to catch it the first time. But
What?
They did a really good job with the video game to movie Rampage.
I actually never sat and watched the whole movie of that. I saw parts of it, but
They did do decent with it.
You know, they-
goddamn, the Laugh Olympics live action movie, I would pay to go see that.
that would be something else to watch.
Like go into everybody's story on the sides and stuff, and while they're doing the Olympics, like Dick Dastardly. I mean, that would have to be what's his name? The guy that plays Mo on The Simpsons.
Well, I know you're talking about. I can't remember the guy's name right offhand either.
Shit, I can't remember his name. Normally, I don't have a problem bringing up his name, but like he would have to be Dick Dastardly because he was Gargamel, and that's pretty much not that far of a throw. Like in the live action,
They did do live action
Smurfs.
too.
Yeah, and he was Gargamel in that. Shit, what the hell is his name? That's
I can't remember his name either. It's almost
No.
7:00.
That would be an all-star cast. That'd have to be an all-star cast.
Hank Azaria. Hank Azaria. He would have to be Dick Dastardly. I mean, you'd have to have what's his name come back and play fucking Shaggy. Oh Christ, what the hell's his name? The guy that did
Matthew
the live
Lillard.
action Scooby
Matthew
Doo movies.
Lillard.
Yeah, he would have to be Shaggy for that.
Yeah, he did an awesome.
And
job
you'd have
with
to have
Shaggy.
Freddie Prinze Jr. as Freddy. I mean,
You know, and that's the other interesting and fun fact about cartoons.
And Michelle Gellar would have to be Daphne.
Yeah.
I mean,
You'd have to bring all them in.
Mhm.
if you think about it, when you were watching Scooby Doo as a kid, a child, under 10,
Yeah.
you always thought that they were just constantly hungry or something like that.
Yeah, when you got older, you realized that Scooby and Shaggy smoked
They
a
were
lot
a
of
couple of stoners.
weed. That's how they could unhinge their jaws to have those big sandwiches. Like they build their sandwiches like. Doop, 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 doop.
But it's like you realize this and you look at the cartoons differently and you realize how much you really missed when you were a kid. How much you were like naive.
All the
to-
shit that all of our, we can sit here now like we are in our adult forms now and watch
Like
all these
Zoinks.
things over again and realize what we missed as children because we were so naive and didn't realize what was going on. Didn't
Like
know
so,
what
like
was going
Scoob, I'm so baked. Yeah, me too.
on.
We're about 3 minutes to ending. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, you don't have any time frame if you're only going to your YouTube, though. I'm just saying.
Oh, that's right. We don't have a time frame. We're
Well,
only
then
going-
you guys can sit and talk all you want. I gotta go eat. Lisa made dinner.
Yeah, we
Like
should-
so, like my stomach is so empty, Scoob.
She came up, asked me if I wanted that dinner was ready. Told me dinner was ready, and asked me if I wanted to eat it. And she made rice with Polish sausage.
Oh.
She cut up Polish sausage.
He
and
said,
put it in
"Woman,
rice.
leave me alone. I'm doing man business."
Well, Tanya made those.
And then she made me some garlic nuts.
Tanya
You eat
made
garlic
those barbecued meatballs
Nuts.
last night to
Nuts.
take to work, and
KNOT.
I'm gonna have
Yes.
some of those.
How did you do that?
Those are those barbecue meatballs that I made in the past.
Oh.
Well, he likes to eat balls. Is the problem right there. Nobody asked you.
She's alive. She's no longer snoring out there. All right.
Damn peanut gallery woke up.
Till next week.
We're gonna figure this out.
Have
Yeah.
fun. Have a safe weekend. Have a safe Halloween.
Happy
Goodbye.
Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Oh, thank you.
Hi. That wasn't me. That was Mark that was saying nobody asked you. It wasn't me. I swear to
Oh,
God.
bullshit.
Oh, she's got toothpicks in them and everything. Fancy. See that? That way you don't have to
And the
touch them with your
dog's
fingers.
following her real close too.
And you're still live.
No,
It says it up there.